reminder about saving the webinar. I just started the recording, so that you know that this webinar will also be recorded. Yeah. About XING, just only a few numbers. Actually, we have more than 80 million members in the whole German-speaking area, so Germany, Austria, and Switzerland. It's called the DACH region. And Karin asked me to also say a little bit to compare it with LinkedIn, and the official numbers of LinkedIn are the last actual numbers are found were more than 15 million. So there is still a gap. XING has about 3 million members more in the German-speaking area, and yeah, to get a feeling what that means, I wrote it down in the metropolises, also in the big city clusters. Every third employee is a member of XING. If you have that in your mind, you can make sure that yeah, the whole German-speaking economy is represented here in the network, and you can and your benefit is that you can find them there, that you can get in touch with them here on the platform, and of course make business with them. And that's what we're talking about, what we want to do. And yeah, thing is, Karen said it's a little bit special, of course, that there's a business platform only for one language speaking area, and of course there's a question why doesn't they only use LinkedIn? That has a few different reasons, and one of them is because XING has also a really strong offline base, and of course, those numbers are from the last years, about that there are yearly more than 200,000 offline events organized by the members, and due to the COVID, all those were switched to online events, of course. But there are also really a lot of the so-called XING ambassadors. Those are people acting as multiplicators, responsible for maybe a city, an area, or a certain topic. And they are building local communities, organizing offline events, organizing online events, where the community in that certain area can come together, can exchange due to certain topics, and that makes the platform really interesting and special. And yeah, that's a big asset, of course. Right. And also, let me give you one or two input to the topic XING versus LinkedIn, because I expect most of you guys to already use LinkedIn or maybe know the platform for itself, the competitors. And LinkedIn comes from the US, so it has a certain Anglo-Saxony or US cultural way to use it, and XING is German-based. So on XING you will find kind of the German culture. That means a little bit more not so pushy, and also a little bit more not only respectful but zurückhaltend, the German word is. I don't know how to, I don't know the English word. It's like you don't want to go on the other's nerves, because so you're really humble. Yeah, thank you very much. So I'm just telling you this because when you use when you're on the platform, maybe you have that in mind, because at the end you want to build some relationships with the people, and you don't want to you want to make sure that they stay at your side, of course. Yes, and the last thing is, when you compare the two networks with the German employees, you will find out, or that's also what I've learned over the last years, and most of the sales consultants have also seen that there are different kind of people on those two platforms. On LinkedIn, you will find more the employees of big enterprise companies who are globally acting, and on XING, you will find more those the small and medium enterprise SMEs, or the so-called German Mittelstand, especially those from machine building companies, etc. pp. Because there those CEOs are in general not so affine to digital topics, so they are just only on XING and interacting with the people they already know. So have that in mind. You will find different on those two platforms. You will not only find a quantitative difference between regarding the members, but also a qualitative difference. So that's because they are just different people on the different platform. At the end, what does it mean for you? Make sure or check. Maybe it might be interesting to be active on both, or depending on your product you want to sell, it might be interesting to just focus on one of the two platforms. Right. And here, XING also have a little bit is a little bit different regarding the I call it the products, and yeah, how the monetization of the network works. Because I'm going to tell you this because it's also interesting what you how you want to use it. At first, you have the basic membership. That's free. That lets you that doesn't cost anything. That lets you interact with the people. Lets you lets you network on a I would call it rudimentary way. But this platform is a freemium version, so you have the so-called premium membership that costs about 10 euros per month. And to be honest, certain features are fenced on the free or basic membership. So if you want to network on a professional way, there is it might be a good idea to use a premium membership because there you are able to write a text with when you send a contact request. For example, you get a premium banner. That means that the others see that you're serious on the platform, and you have the possibility for a title, picture, and stuff like, and also cold messages, etc. pp. And stuff like that. So the free membership is fine, but as I said, if you want to look professional, to be honest, there isn't. You should use the premium one. And then, of course, we also have the sales membership, Pro Business, a tool I'm showing you a little bit later that lets you interact, lets you let your sales process on the platform be more structured, more efficient, and you're at the end you're able to gain more leads, more customers, and more relations. And I'm not going into that topic much, but that you have heard it. There, of course, there are also to recruiting and employer branding topics a lot of products and features that can be used, but for today, just know that that this topic exists. And of course, you can also be present with a company. Those are the so-called company pages. I will show you how they look like, how to open one, and how you should fill it. Yeah. Before we take a look inside, I will also give you a short introduction to the layout of the page or the platform, because normally we are used due to, for example, Facebook or LinkedIn, to those linear, straight news feeds in the middle of a social network. XING works a little bit different. Of course, on the left side you have your personal menu, but the news feed is differented or split in three different areas. On the first, on the top, you have the contact updates of your direct contacts. In the middle, you have updates from news and groups. So you will, for example, you will also find there articles from certain newspapers or topics that are posted in the groups. And the third area on the bottom, for example, is about jobs and careers. For example, if there you will find recruiting offers for maybe, or also, and that's what and that's maybe relevant for you, if you also publish articles from your company page. Those are listed in the area jobs and careers, because have in mind most topics of the platform are for recruiting, so most of the companies are representing themselves as for employer branding topics and also for recruiting people. So that's why posts from your company are get visible here. Just have that in mind when you think about how you want to publish content. It may be interesting to publish them from your from the personal accounts of the sales agents, for example. Yes, let's take a look inside. I finished the presentation for this moment, and I'm already in my browser in my XING account, so that you can have a look how it may look like. As I said, here you have the contact updates, and when you scroll down, you will find the from news and groups, and when you scroll more down, you will find the jobs and careers updates. And those three areas, they are also present in the app, and there you'll slide horizontally, so to the right to find the updates. What I want to show you here is how your profile can look like, and this is a profile of Frederick, a colleague of mine. I'm just showing you, here you have the so-called business card, and I'm just showing you this because this is your first, the first thing your customer sees from you when you're selling, when you're using the platform for sales. So make sure your customer knows really quick what he can expect from you, what you're an expert in, and why he should get in touch with you, for example. Yeah, and the tool shows you really quick commonalities, what you can look, what you can use. You have like a timeline, that's a professional experience. Mainly also used for recruiting, but here you in those actual positions, for example, you may find the interesting information for you, or in the skills, the so-called haves and wants, because I guess when you want to export your products, you want to get in touch with procurement or technical operating of or the technical responsible person, or the person responsible for certain product process topics, and all those information you need to make sure who is my correct, my perfect contact person. You will find them in the skills or those informations in the timeline, because here and the people are also able to write a little bit more what they've done there and what they are doing. And those information you can use it. I will give you a short overview of another profile. That's an ambassador here of the North German region, and he's also an insider. So he's writing articles to certain topics. Let's skip that. And here, why I'm showing this, he has an agency for digital sales, and he is calling those people or writing down, I take care of your cold acquisition. So his customers are in a really short way are getting to know why should they get in contact with him. As you can see, he wrote it down in English, in German, sorry, and let me take a step to that question. Should you write down your profile in English or German? Because you only have, unfortunately, you only have one chance. And I would say use that language you're comfortable with, and just stay authentic. If you're not a good speaking German person or not good speaking English person, then use that language you're comfortable with, because if your customers are not comfortable with that language, and you will get later problems with communicating. So if you if your German isn't that good, that's totally fine, and your English is good, that's also totally fine. Then use, for example, use English. If you say my English isn't that bad, isn't that good, then you may use the German language. And Martin also asked in the chat, does XING have translation between English and German? And the platform itself, yes. I switched mine to English for this moment. So you see the professional, it's called the professional experience, and also my menu is in English, as you can see. The platform is also available in Italian, Spanish, and French. But your profile is only available in one language. There is no, unfortunately, there is no way to switch languages on what you have written on your profile, and that's why you want to make why you have to make sure which language do you want to use, what you write in your profile. Great, thanks for the feedback. And yeah. And I will give you how you can change. I will just give you a short view how you can change your profile. It's just you go on your profile pic, as maybe on every other social media tool also, and there you have the possibility to edit everything. For example, you can also see when you have a premium version who was on your profile, the visitors. And I will just one thing here. You have the button Edit Business Card, and there you will find location and contact details. And I expect everybody of you to be, as I said, to be in sales or marketing. So I would recommend that you make sure that here you have the your actual contact information written down, because it's like a business card your contacts can download, and you want to make sure that when you have certain questions, they can get in touch with you. So make sure your contact details are actual here. And of course, you can here you can have the business card entries. That's your your actual positions, for example, and there you are also able to choose what you want to get listed in your business card. I choose 2. So here I can everybody can see that I have 2 different positions here in the XING business team. Just that as a small tour, short tour. And if you have any questions regarding that topic, you can also contact me, of course, afterwards. Yeah, let me get back to the into the presentation. We just took a short look inside the platform, and I also showed you that you are able to have those company pages. And here in the middle, from the, you have an example from the XING SE. This slide is I took it from the colleagues from recruiting, so it's a little bit different, of course. But I just wanted to show you this example, and I also prepared one where you're of a small company as an example here. how it can look like if you just use the free version of the company pages. There you are able to save your logo, your what you do. You're able to write something about you, so that and how many employees, for example, you have, your contact data of your company, homepage, etc. pp. The connection to Google Maps. Why I'm showing this is because this is also a really relevant touch point, because if your potential customers may Google your company, they are these company pages from the platform have a really good Google ranking, so that that also your not only the you get more relevant, but also your homepage, for example. And if they are already on the platform, XING, looking you up what you're doing, here they get certain information about what your company does. And of course, yeah, it's a little bit has something to do with the not only the relevance, but how serious your business is. And yeah, just make sure with that company pages to give your customers a good feeling, and that it's that you are definitely able to handle the relationship on a professional way. Yes. Here on the bottom, I have a link for you. I will I will make sure that you are able to get that later via mail, because here you are able to create the company profiles. And it works that way that you write down in your profile where you work. For example, I wrote down XING for Business. And then when you click that link, the system creates a company profile when it does not exist yet. And it gets afterwards you created it, it gets checked here in the house to make sure that that you didn't write down any bullshit, for example. And yeah, and also it's quality management. So and afterwards, when it's when it has permission, you get the administration right. That's for to the topic company page. Let me get into the topic social selling, what we are all about. Social selling, what is that? Maybe you haven't heard it yet. It's an kind of a mindset and also a strategy to build on a structural way relationships with your customers. So it's a way to get in touch one-to-one, sales agent to the customer or the potential customer, because here mainly we're talking from B2B. And at the end, it's a people business, because people buy from people, and so you have to make sure that your customer gets the right picture and right ideas from you. Maybe you know those numbers, that like 2/3 of the whole buying process is already done when customers get in touch with a sales agent at first time. So here we're able to yeah, to create also the first 2/3. Where in your sales cycle comes social selling to in relevance? Yeah, to be honest, in every part, because and that's why the business networks are so helpful, because at first, at the acquisition, you will be able to make prospecting and outbound, because you via the search you can see who is my concrete and perfect contact person. Then on the next step, the initiation, you get you have the possibilities to send contact requests, etc. pp. So you can build first touch points, and also to the closing, you can with the closing you have you get data support, you get support from the platform, and when you want to at the end, after sales, you want to support the customers, of course, you can build a long-lasting relationship with your customers that you don't have any churns. If 2 years ago, maybe we took a look at professional sales agents, and took a look what they are actually doing on the platform. And there we saw that there is like 3 stages that are building on each other. And yeah, we just call it the 3 stages of social selling, because on the first you have the base, the so-called the digital me. That's just a presence. That just means make sure your profile is filled in correct, that that your customers are able to find you, and it's just simple networking, like sending contact requests and hi. Don't with text like, hi, don't you offer that and that certain product that may be interesting for you, shall we get in touch? And the next step might maybe the use of professional tools, because there you get possibilities to research and gain insights about your customers. And not only insights, you also get updates, because you see what they are doing, what your customers are concerning with, and so you are able to create a one-to-one lead gen, and of course also lead nurturing. How that looks like, I would come to that later. And the third part is the supreme discipline, because it's kind of a positioning as an expert via publications and interactions, so that you create content, publish content, get in touch with your customers, get in touch with your buying center, of course, and make sure that they have that they want to stay in touch with you. Let's take a look at the first, the digital me. I showed you the profile, and it's irrelevant because it's your digital business card, and you have to make sure that you look good online, of course, because who doesn't want to look good online? And I guess nobody would hand over a shitty looking business card. So make sure that you have filled in the basic information, the picture, your actual contact data, your haves and wants, your timeline, what you have done before in your history, because of course your customer wants to get to know also you, and wants to get information, what kind of language you're speaking, what kind of background you have. And just one or two hints: if you use your profile for sales, of course it's you have to make sure that you maybe just link your the imprint of your company, for example, just to make sure that you can't get sued. And at the last thing, you also have the possibility to use a portfolio when you have the premium membership. Here in the screenshot, you can see, for example, what it looks like. Why am I showing this? Because you can, in the settings, you can enable the portfolio as the default landing page of your profile. So here you can make sure that your customers get relevant information about your product, what you're offering them. And I will show you the portfolio from Joachim Rumor, that guy I showed you before. This is what it looks like. Here he's asking, when will you start social selling in your company? Just get in touch with me now. He has a teaser with pictures. Behind that, you will also find ongoing further information, and a little bit about us and what our customers say. It's just it's like a mini company homepage, where you can show what you are, not only what you are selling, but also what are the benefits for your customer when they get in touch with you, and when they get your customer, and when they get buy your products, of course. So make sure with the portfolio that your customer gets to know really quick, really fast, what you can expect. Next thing, professional tools. Of course, as I said, I'm here in the team from ProBusiness. That's a professional tool for sales. So we want to make sure that you are able that you can get in touch quick, gain all the relevant information and data you may want to know at that moment, and you get those information when and where you have where it's relevant for you. Just information that if you want to use a tool, that costs about 70 euros per month. But if you have any questions to that, just get in touch with me later. I will just give you a short introduction what may be possible. Of course, to get an effective and search for prospecting. When you have the regular, the freemium membership, of course, you're also able to search on that platform. But some filters are, for example, fenced, and the data are not so good published, because here, with, of course, with pro business, you get able to search every field in the profile, every relevant information from the company, for example. So if you're looking for, I don't know, software companies that build software for machine builders in Bavaria, you're able not only to reach that companies, but you are also you will get really quick the ability to identify your contacts persons. Maybe your central procurement. You want to know who is the person I have to get in touch with on a second or third step. So who is responsible in procurement, or who may be responsible in project management. All this information you get really quick. And of course, you will get a very quick information about your buying center. So that means the different buying persona, of course, within your targeted accounts. Here I've got a screenshot what that may look like, and I will give you an practical tip when you use when you're searching for potential leads on the platform. Use different campaigns, for example, and also get kind of creative, think outside the box. Not only who might be my ideal customer, but also who might be interested in the topics we are handling with. And here in that example I've brought with you, we took a search for people who work in sales and have worked at XING before, but at this moment worked somewhere else. That was a search we did here in Pro Business, for example, an outbound campaign, because our expectation was people who worked at XING at some time. They know the platform, they know the product, so they may be open for the tool Pro Business. So, for example, if you're a member of a marketing club, or a golf, or are interested in golf, you can also you can also use that interests and look for people who have certain interests and may be a buying persona of you. Or if some, I don't know, if you have a solution for a certain software solution for SAP, look for people who have in their haves what they in their skills, something about some SAP certifications, for example. And if you contact those persons and send them contact requests, write them immediately why they should get in touch with you. Why should they accept your contact requests? What's in them for you? Because then they have also the possibility to say yes or no. And why sending in contact requests? We would recommend this because we did certain A and B tests, contact requests versus sending cold messages. And on contact requests, we had much better conversions on the one hand. And on the other hand, when the person contacted you, so you are able to use his contact data, email address, phone number, etc. pp. And if there's nothing written down from your customer, you can use the XING in-mail system. So you have a communication channel which you can use. So that's why we would recommend sending contact requests. And of course, you have to formulate when you sending those requests, formulate an relevant initiation. For example, if you have common interests, common groups, something he has written down in his profile, as I just said. Well, yeah, here's an example also for in contact occasions. What we are doing, this is a person who is who handles, or Jutta Haupt, she's handling with the topic social selling. She's an expert in that theme, and I'm monitoring her, looking, okay, who are her new contacts, and because the idea is people who get in touch, for example, with this person, they are also open-minded for social selling, so they may be open for the tool pro business. From my example, what's in that for you? How you can use it? For example, you can monitor your competitors or other persons in your market segment who are there, and so you can take a look with whom they are contacting, for example, or you can monitor your, for example, your leads and take a look at what they are handling with groups, etc. pp. Yeah, and of course you get really quick information about the whole buying center, who is in that center, who is relevant for me, who do I have to know to get a closing, and at the end, building long-lasting customer relationships. You are also able to get in touch really quick. That's in social selling. For example, here I've when I'm monitoring a customer and he published something, a link, an article, just interact really quick with a like or maybe a comment. Maybe if you haven't heard that yet, there is the so-called mirror exposure effect. That means a person or the more often we see the name of the person, the more the reputation of that person grows. So just stay in touch with the customers, interact with them, and make sure that you are on their radar and notifications. Yeah. And at the last, taking a look at the clock. Yeah, the supreme discipline of social selling is also, of course, the opposite, social buying. That's what your customers already do. They are on those social media platforms, I guess, as you may know. So we have to make sure that you get the right picture of you. That you can do that on the one hand via publishing certain content, and of course, what's really relevant is listen to your customer. This slide is from a different presentation because often I've got questions from sales agents. I don't know how what content shall I publish, and I don't have I don't have the time to write it. Whatever. When you're on events, for example, post that. When you've done something educational in your company or something certain happened in your company, use that. And when there are certain market developments of the segment you're in, you can write down your opinion, your view, your statement, just with that to make sure that you will be able to interact with your customers. And of course, there's a word we have. Two words, one mouth. Make also sure that you are listening to them. Make sure that you know what they need, and so go in a dialogue with them. And topic social selling for the strategy. Maybe you've already heard that the lead qualification score, SEL, social engaged leads. That means, for example, leads you collected via social media, XING, LinkedIn, for example, and who interacted with you once or twice, but not leads who are not nurtured enough. So you need to interact with a lead magnet. You may see that your potential customers and have certain topics where you can send them a white paper or maybe a webinar invitation, etc. pp. So that you gain the next step of lead qualification. That's part of the social selling strategy when we are looking at the pull. And of course, on social media, you're also able to use the push strategy via contact requests, etc. pp. And yeah. And what you get when you use social selling, on the one hand, not only more leads and sales opportunities, but also insights about your customers, the contact data of potential customers in the German market, because yeah, as I said at the beginning, 18 million people or members is a really huge potential for you. And of course, you'll also get updates from from your potential customers. And when you're online on that platform, on the social media platform here on XING, of course, you will be able to build relationships with your potential customers, and then you get the possibility to export your products. I'm 5 minutes over the time because we wanted to make sure to have also a time slot for questions and answers. And I would like to say thank you in advance for the time. And if you have anything missing in your lunch bag, yeah, if you have any open questions, feel free to, for example, you unmute yourself and you and just share the question with us, or write it down in the chat. And I'm really interested what you want, what you want to know.
Thank you very much, Jonas. It was very interesting, and I would say use the opportunity. We have a XING specialist today online, and please ask if there are questions.
Kimur asked, is there a possibility to take a quick start with XING, i.e. import LinkedIn profile? Does it differ with personal and company page? Is there a possibility of a quick start? Of course, you have to register. There is no, I don't know an import feature for the LinkedIn profile, as for example. At the end, unfortunately, you have to use copy paste, but that's also really quick. And the last question was, does it differ with personal and company page? Yes. Let me show you. I showed you the company page from Accelerate before. This from a small sales agency, for example. And here is the About Us, for example, and you're able to follow, but to be honest, the follow function is quite unknown. So you are able to post content or publish content from your company, but if you just or for you guys, I would recommend to publish content from the personal profile, just because it's listed more on the top from on the news feed. And I want to show you how the CEO from this company looks like, his profile. Yeah, that's this guy. And there you may see that those two profiles differ a little bit, just because yeah, the company page is about us. What do we do? What can you expect from us, or what are our products? And the profile itself is what can you expect from me? And so here he's writing down in his actual position, digitalization in sales does sound good, but nobody knows how to use it. I'll show you in small little steps how you get the possibility to use digitalization for more success in sales, for example. So his customers knows what they can learn. And thanks. Later question was also about copying the profile. Sure, you can use copy paste, for example, for the About Us, but I would recommend for you that you use that you have yeah, that you differ a little bit from those two profiles, because on the one hand, yeah, it's like company communication is what can you expect from us, and profile communication is what can you expect from me. And at the end, and that's what social selling about. That's what selling on social media is about. What can you expect from me? Why can we build and why and how can we build a relationship on this platform, and or via this platform? And of course, yeah, nobody builds a relationship with the company itself, because as I said, B2B is at the end people's business. Did that answer your questions a little bit?
So more questions?
Perfect. And of course, here on the next from March, is the company's salary using XING or XING premium version? Can you see it at company's profile? The company's salary is using the the free version of a company page. I see here. I know that the CEO he is using the Pro Business membership, and but you have also the possibility to for a paid company page, but this is those are called employer branding pages, and the name says it. It's yes, they are built for employer branding, and let me. Let me show you the company page from from this company. It looks a little bit different, because this is the full premium version, where you are able to write reviews, where you are able to post or publish content, where you get employer reviews, etc. pp. And yeah, as I said, it's mainly built for recruiting. So for your use case, the free version of company pages is totally fine. But for your sales agents, it may be you should use the premium membership, or when you use the platform on a structured way, Pro Business would be the recommendation. And Maida asks if she's able to select target group sectors that to aim to reach out for when creating the company page. Yes, we have two possibilities. On the one hand, we have the one-to-many communication, the so-called marketing solutions, and you know that, for example, sponsored posts, etc., PPs, or sponsored or banner ads in the platform, where you are able to get to communicate, for example, a webinar or stuff like that, or maybe to publish a white paper, for example. And this is those are the marketing solutions. Let me exercise. Yeah, I just had to check where you can place ads, for example, and this is definitely for one-to-many communication. If you just want to gain brand awareness, for example, if you want to gain potential leads, for example, but it's a different kind of communication. What I would recommend is for you is a one-to-one recommendation in communication. For that, you have the membership of your sales agents, for example, with Pro Business. Also a different tool, but that tool is kind of a membership license, where you get the possibility to select target groups, for example, via the search, and those target groups, you're able to select them on a really granular and specific way down onto the onto the customer itself, so that you contact or be able to contact them. Here with the paid or the ad services, you are only able to contact the target groups on a really general way, like maybe at the news feed. Let me show you a banner ad, for example. When you want to, for example, this advertised from IBM. But what I've learned before is that most people of you are looking for a direct communication. So like direct outbound sales. And for that strategy, I would recommend Pro Business and using as the membership, so that you get able to select the your target groups. Perfect.
So, if the time is over, if there are no more questions, then I would like to thank you, Jonas, very much for this overview. And I will provide all participants with the recording and the materials and with the contacts of Jonas, so you can get in touch with him. And I hope that this tool XING will be more used in Estonia now. Actually, Jonas, do you know how many Estonians or how used is this XING in Estonia? Is there numbers you can say?
Before I looked it up, and I found a little bit more than 12,000 people within Estonian relation. To be honest, I have no numbers how many people get online on the network from Estonia. But yeah, it's not really much, because as I said in the beginning, the network XING, it's really focused on the German-speaking market, so that maybe, or I'm pretty sure that this is a reason.
Okay, thank you very much, Jonas, and nice day to all of you. Thank you. Bye-bye.
Thank you for your attention. Have a nice day. Bye.